This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of August 1st, 2022. Anything could happen this week. Anything. And whatever does happen this week is pushing us onto a path that will unroll and unroll and unroll into probably at least April 2023. It's all that momentous. The month starts with an explosive contact between the planet of action and aggression and men, Mars, and the cosmic agent of unpredictable radical change, Uranus, and the North Node, all in Taurus, all having to do with concrete, practical, worldly, probably resource-oriented issues. The way we go about things may change suddenly and radically. The way we handle resources or money or creativity may change suddenly and radically. But it's not just chaos willy-nilly, because somehow we're on board with this. There are other influences this week that link us to how all of this benefits us, possibly even in the short term. Venus is in an opportunity aspect with both Uranus and Mars this week, meaning that relationships shake up, break open in a way that we can move forward, possibly happily, probably happily. We're getting liberated, broken from one way of doing something and catapulted into other possibilities. And while this is all going on, the information flow moves from highly dramatic to rational, analytical, critical, improvement-oriented. Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into Virgo, the Earth sign it rules, on the 4th. It'll be there for 3 weeks, giving us access to this critical way of going about things, critical way, rational way, logical way of discussing, communicating information that is logical, worldly, practical, improvement-oriented, while we're dealing with whatever is blowing open, blowing loose, changing radically. So this enables looking at what's happening from the perspective of, okay, now what do we do? Not collapsing in a heap on the ground, as I say in the August forecast. That's not what is going on. In fact, by the weekend, there's a probability of feeling pretty darn good about a lot of things and being inspired to push against walls, to push against no, to push against negativity, and to push for structure or restructuring. Venus and Neptune are in a trine on the 7th. They are both rulers of creativity and inspiration. They are both rulers of love, worldly love, divine love. And this link softens us, softens a lot that happens, possibly makes us aware of what is good in our lives, where the people are who are truly loving toward us, and where we want to pour our own nurturing, loving, healing energies. At the same time, Mars is in a square to Saturn. Mars is the guy that wants to get things going. Saturn says, no, take your time. Here's a wall. Here's an obligation. Be an adult. A square is a challenge, a demand for action. Mars comes into this square still resonating with whatever the shakeup is that he got from meeting with Uranus at the beginning of the week. He then had an appointment with Venus, getting instructions for what it is we really want, and he is taking all of that into this hard meeting with Saturn, ruler of reality, essentially, ruler of what is concretely possible or proper. So by the weekend, there is a push to build something more stable out of whatever the explosion is that occurs at the beginning of the week. But don't fear any of this. Ultimately, whatever breaks open at the beginning of the week is paving the way to the next phase of our experience of reality, helping us build a different construct. And that lovely Venus-Neptune trine, as we're finishing up the week, pours softness and love and forgiveness and compassion into the process, and possibly a lot of divine inspiration as well. So, here we go. Onward. If nothing else, it's going to be exciting. Homing thought of the week, it's an oldie but goodie, and it sure fits with all this Uranian activity. Show me another way to look at this. With the addendum, show me another way to do this. Song of the week, Changes by David Bowie. And the image of the week is making paving stones with bits of broken mirror and china. You'll find more about this in my forecast for the month of August, which is already up at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. I also host lively conversation on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited and the group The Astro-Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, where you can get a long discussion of the Mars-Uranus North Node triple conjunction, and I'm deeply grateful to the people who support my work there. I'm on Instagram at @KABiehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.